Hey dudes, welcome back to Films Presents RC on YouTube. Very cold Paddy with you here again. Right, so today guys, I'm just going to be doing a quick tutorial of how to take a picture for a thumbnail and how to create a thumbnail from that picture. So we're going to go through start to finish. We're going to do placement and camera and angles and then editing it afterwards. I apologise, it is a bit windy here today, so you might pick up a little bit of wind noise, so I do apologise for that. But stick with us for the full guide. If you like making RC videos and you need a thumbnail, you're going to need a thumbnail for those videos to drop in. This is a great guide for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Right dudes, first things first, placement of your vehicle. When you're taking a picture for a thumbnail, you don't want to be looking down on the vehicle. You want to be approaching the vehicle, so it's almost as if you were the same scale as the vehicle. So in this instance, a 10-inch tall action figure, you'll want to be taking your pictures from roughly 10 inches high. You want to pose them sort of at an angle. Give them a push down as well. I know a lot of people, they take pictures and it's not when the pictures are at the running height. They've pushed down to get more realism there, when actually the running height's far higher. So if you can push down, if you want to get yourself set up, like we said, roughly from a 10-inch height. Now if you're doing a larger vehicle, you would go up a little. If you're doing a smaller vehicle, you would go down a little. So for this, we want to be about this height, and we want to be shooting at an angle about here. And if you're doing from the back here, you would want to shoot from an angle about here. So diagonals into the corners like that. Imagine there's a cross on the vehicle like that, and you will want to line up with those lines. So here, like this. Here, like this, and so on and so on. You get the idea. But you'll want to get down nice and low. So what you don't want to do is be filming downwards. You don't want to be filming down at your vehicle. You want to be looking straight on, so horizontal with the vehicle itself, right? As if you were this fellow in here. So if he was stood here, his head would be about this high. That's where you want to film from to get the most realistic shots for your vehicle. Another method you can do is to go low. So really low, I mean against the floor low, like here or here. And instead of going on that cross like this, you'll be going and looking down, as if you're looking down the side of the vehicle. Not completely, just at a little angle like this. So very low down, like that. And obviously again from the back, if you would shoot like sort of this angle. Now what I'm going to go and do now is I'm going to take those pictures with the better phone now, so you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and take a bunch of pictures now, and then we're going to go back and we're going to edit them up, and we're going to show you the programs that we use to edit them, and how to get the best out of the pictures that you've taken. So the picture side of it's done. Now we need to go and edit them. Thanks for watching. Hey dudes, back in the warmth now, and we're just going to go on to our editing device. In this case, it is an Android powered smartphone. I'm not so sure what device you will be using. If you are using a desktop device, you may want to use a different software editing package, but this is just a quick and simple way that I use. So I've taken these photos on my phone. I will go on to Photoshop Express here. And let's just pick a random image. So what will we want for our thumbnail? So let's say we want something like this. This is a decent-ish pic. It's not the best out there, but it's not too bad. Let's run through some of the things that we could do. Straight away, first of all, you'll notice up here is your edit controls. And here, this little symbol here is like an auto wizard. So you click that. You notice it changed our pic, it brightened it up a bit. Now that's one really quick way you can do a thumbnail, is just to upload your picture, press the little symbol up there till it turns blue, and then just click on next and then save to gallery here. Now I like to, so for instance, if we go on a slightly different picture I like the look of, say this one here is a good example of something you can edit up quite well, because it's quite dark already, so this would benefit from some gentle editing quite well. Now we go on to clarity here, so we go on to our, see here, corrections, go on your corrections, clarity, all the way up. You notice what that did? All the way that way, we're really fuzzed out, like a dreamscape sort of aesthetic to it. Now this is much more sharper, and we notice we bring out a lot of those white tones in the picture, contrast quite a lot. So we go on our sharpen, all the way up on our sharpen. Now dehaze is something you could implement to about 10. You see up above our picture there's a little slider number, and that shows you what we are on. So you notice we can bring out great skies with this. See our sky there? We can get quite a dramatic sort of look to our photo. Now because we've darkened it again and we've brought out some of those black tones, we will probably want to be altering our contrast a little bit. So this way would enhance our black tones, this way would boost our white tones a little bit, so we'll go back a bit. So we'll go to -30 on our contrast to bring out some of our white tones again. Right, now that's a really easy edit there. We've only done a few corrections: clarity, sharpen, dehaze, and then a little bit of minus on the contrast. So you'll be wanting to put a title in there as well. So for instance, whatever you want to put in there. Now avoid putting them in the bottom right hand corner for creating thumbnails, and the reason for that is over here YouTube will either put a little black box which gives the time length of the video if it's an embed, or it will give you a massive play button here if it's a thumbnail that someone's watching. So anything that you put over here won't be seen because something will be over it here, either a little time stamp to show how long the video is, or a massive play button here. So stick to anywhere but the bottom right hand corner. You could put half of it here, half of it on the right hand side at the top. I prefer something down here, quite simple. Now colour wise, you'll notice that only a few colours will stand out. So for instance, a bright red or a bright yellow, anything that you want to put in. I like just a standard sort of white colour, to be honest with you. It's easy to register with the eyes. I know a lot of people will struggle to read, because don't forget this is quite blown up here size wise. When it's on a thumbnail, it'd be much smaller than this. Right, so that being said, there's another simple edit. Now you notice here, this will give us, if you see where my cursor is, this will give us what resolution the photo has been taken in, which is here is almost 8K. So that's an 8K still there. What we can do is, let's just save it anyway. If it ever saves, it doesn't like saving for you. There we go, saved. Right, and so for instance, one of these ones here will have been taken with an aperture lens, which will probably be in around about 1200 pixels. Right, so on this one, I'm just going to give you a brief demonstration of these filters here. So along the bottom here are various filters. You notice you can get sort of like a summer, an autumn, cold look. That's got a slight vignette around the edges here. And you can get all sorts on here really. It depends what sort of aesthetic you are looking for your thumbnail. That's very good. This one, Charm, is very good for vintage. Monochrome, they do monochrome filters on here. High contrast black and white is quite a good one. Or the silvered finish, if I can find the silvered finish. I think that'll probably be all the way along, but you've even got specific filters for taking for 3D photos. Maybe if you've taken them in aperture or live focus, they're the ones you tend to get the best results for 3D photos for stuff like Facebook and various other platforms that support 3D photos. But we'll just go along. If you notice, there's various ones here as well that will show you. So here, so you notice it says orange here. It's only highlighting the orange and red tones in our photos. Everything else is black and white. Obviously the mud's got an orangey tone to it, so that showed up, and these have got an orangey tone to it, and there's a little sticker there in the window that's also shown up. So that can be something that can give you quite a different contrast. So for instance, you could say, oh well, I want green, so there you go, so that shows up just green, right? So what we can do off the back of that is we can go back on, do a little bit of our clarity and see what we get to out of there. Sharpen as well. And I don't think we'll go on dehaze for this one, because I'll show you why now, because if you spread it up, it'll go too dark. So you want to keep that, probably, if you're using any filters, stick your dehaze on, or keep it on 0, should I say. Everything else on here doesn't really need messing with that much, to be honest with you. So you may well say, right, well, I want to add text. So you go along to your text icon here at the bottom. Well, let's show you this. If I do thumbnail here, and obviously we're going to want that to contrast, so we could do it in a black. And then we want to go on again. Oopsie daisy, my bad. And to make that much bigger, somewhere where we can see it. Go back on now, do another one. So doing another one means that we can separate our colours. So obviously if this was all typed out in one like I showed you a minute ago, you wouldn't be able to separate your colours as much. So what I can do is put that down here, sort of thing, out the way. Obviously I wouldn't probably do a thumbnail like this, but it's just an example of what you can do. Obviously your opacity is here. And I know that's obviously not something that I would regularly use, but it's different, isn't it? It's a different sort of style, so it might end up getting you more views, putting a different style of thumbnail. Like I said, you can use the filters to your advantage and create something a bit unique and different. From here, we will obviously want to save this file. Now, when you go and onto YouTube Studio, I'm assuming you're using YouTube Studio, you'll go on and click your little edit icon in the corner to do your thumbnail, and then change it over to this one. What it will probably do is it will probably say to you, it will want to crop a little bit off the bottom sort of here, because YouTube thumbnails aren't as large as this. Pixel width and pixel height is slightly different, obviously, for the YouTube thumbnail upload feature, so it will trim a bit off the bottom, so do bear that in mind as well. That's why I've sort of kept the YouTube and the thumbnail a little bit off the top and the bottom, because it does help in the long run. So that's it in a nutshell there, guys. You will obviously want to go on your YouTube Studio and upload that to whatever video you want to do. On here, let's see, I can't quite click at the moment because my microphone function, oh there we go, I moved it down, so there we go. So videos, let's just say we wanted to go and change this one. And we click on our little icon here in the corner, and you will want to change. And then when we go and click on something like this here, you'll notice, there you go, see, it wants us to trim. So obviously this is far down at the bottom where I put this, too far down. If you notice, really we want to go here, but it's wanting to go here. So my advice is bear that in mind before you upload. Let's try another one and see if this is more successful. Here you go, see, so you could do it like that, and you notice where I left it off the top and the bottom, I've now got space to upload that, so that's fine. So that's pretty much it, guys, a start to finish tutorial on how to take and edit and upload your thumbnail onto YouTube. onto your RC videos to get you a bit more views, bit more engagement. Obviously, people, they view with their eyes. I know that seems nonsensical, but you know, if the thumbnail's not eye-catching, they probably won't click on your video. So it's just something to help improve your click-through rate and help improve your editing skills as well. And you know, it transpires into the filming side of it as well. If you keep with those angles that you did for your taking your pictures for filming, you can't go too far wrong for grabbing some excellent footage there as well. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already subbed to me. Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon.